Picture this. You're hunkered down in your fortress of a home. Doors barred, supplies stacked, thinking you've got the ultimate bug-in plan while the world outside unravels in chaos. Maybe a massive blackout, economic collapse, or some societal meltdown. But listen up, because what most preppers gloss over is the real cost of staying put. The sneaky tolls that drain your resources, sanity, and even your life faster than any roaming horde ever could. We're not talking about the obvious stuff like running out of beans, it's the overlooked pitfalls rooted in human biology, physics of your environment, and hard lessons from real disasters like the prolonged outages in Texas 2021 or Venezuela's grid failures. I've pored over military survival doctrines, FEMA reports, and survivor accounts to pull these truths out of the shadows. These costs can turn your safe haven into a slow-burning trap. So let's unpack them step by step. Because knowing them might just be what keeps you alive when bugging out isn't an option. First, the silent killer that creeps in without a sound, the psychological erosion from prolonged isolation. Where your mind becomes your worst enemy in the confines of four walls. You start strong, but days stretch into weeks. And the lack of external stimuli, no news, no neighbors, just echoing silence, triggers a biological cascade. Your brain's amygdala ramps up, flooding you with cortisol, that stress hormone which impairs judgment and amps anxiety, leading to paranoia or depression that biology wires us for in confinement. Much like prisoners in solitary. Understand this. Humans are social creatures. Isolation disrupts serotonin production, fogging decisions and weakening resolve. The method to combat it? Establish rigid routines, scheduled tasks like inventory checks or exercise, to mimic normalcy. Leveraging neuroplasticity to rewire your brain toward resilience. With deep breathing to stimulate the vagus nerve and dial down that fight or flight response. Skip this, and you crack. Making fatal errors like venturing out impulsively, master it. And you hold the fort mentally intact. In Katrina's aftermath, isolated holdouts suffered mental breaks that led to suicides or abandonment of posts, darkly ironic. Your home becomes a prison of your own making. But while your mind frays, don't overlook the second hidden cost, water depletion accelerating way beyond your calculations. Because physics and biology team up to sabotage your stash. You figured a gallon per person per day, right? Wrong. Sweat, cooking, and even breathing evaporate more in a sealed home where humidity builds without ventilation, turning your space into a steamy trap. Biologically, your body demands more fluids under stress to maintain blood volume. And without power, no AC means higher temps spiking evaporation rates via simple thermodynamics. The insight: ration smarter by recycling gray water, filter bath or dish runoff through charcoal and cloth. Boiling to kill pathogens, because activated carbon adsorbs impurities while heat disrupts bacterial cell walls. Why it works: it extends supplies by reclaiming 50 to 70% of used water. Buying time without taxing your reserves. Ignore the math, and dehydration hits hard, shrinking organs and clouding thoughts. Get proactive. And you stretch weeks into months. Military field manuals from Desert Ops emphasize this. Soldiers who didn't recycle perished from thirst in bunkers. Pivoting to the third oversight that bites hard: security blind spots from over-relying on your home's structure. Where complacency invites breaches that turn bugging in into a siege you lose. Your walls feel solid, but without power, alarms fail, and opportunistic scavengers probe weaknesses, windows, doors, even roofs, exploiting the physics of force and leverage. Human behavior in crises, drawn from urban warfare studies, shows desperation amplifies risks. Groups form fast, targeting isolated homes. The fix: reinforce passively with thorny barriers or noise traps around perimeters. Using tripwires connected to cans for acoustic alerts. Because sound waves travel far in quiet nights, giving you reaction time. It operates on deterrence psychology. Visible defenses raise perceived risk, deterring attacks per game theory. Blow this off, and a break in costs lives or supplies. Nail it, and you repel threats without firing a shot. In the Argentine economic collapse of 2001, preppers who fortified subtly outlasted those who didn't. avoiding the bloodshed of direct confrontations. Now, here's the gritty one nobody wants to face: sanitation breakdowns, breeding disease in your own backyard. Where waste management turns toxic faster than you think. No flushing toilets mean backups. And biology kicks in. Feces and urine foster bacteria like E. coli, which multiply exponentially in warm, moist spots, invading your system via hands or flies to cause gut-wrenching illnesses that dehydrate you fatally. Physics plays in with odor diffusion, making your home unlivable. The method: dig a latrine pit outside, at least 30 feet from water, layering with lime or ash to neutralize pH and kill microbes through chemical reactions that denature proteins. Why effective? It contains pathogens, using natural soil filtration to break down waste over time, preventing outbreaks. Neglect it, and cholera-like epidemics wipe out your family. Handle it right, and health holds. From Puerto Rico post-Maria. Poor sanitation claimed more lives than the initial storm, a twisted reminder that your crap can doom you. Shifting gears to the fourth cost that's deceptively draining: energy mismanagement in a powerless world. Where your batteries and fuel run dry because you underestimated consumption curves. Lights, radios, even cooking, everything pulls from finite stores. And physics dictates entropy: energy dissipates as heat. Inefficient setups waste half your output. Biologically, without light, your circadian rhythms disrupt, sapping energy and mood via melatonin imbalances. The counter: prioritize solar or hand crank tech. Wiring panels to batteries with diodes to prevent backflow. Harnessing photovoltaic conversion for sustainable recharge. It works by capturing free solar input, extending gadget life indefinitely under sun. Overlook this, and you're plunged into total dark. Vulnerable and exhausted. Integrate it, and you maintain comms and morale. Navy SEAL evasion training stresses this: gear without recharge is dead weight. Deeper into the tolls, the fifth overlooked hit is nutritional decay from monotonous stockpiles, where your body rebels against the sameness, leading to deficiencies that biology exploits mercilessly. You hoarded rice and cans, but without variety. Micronutrients like vitamin C dwindle, causing scurvy where gums bleed and wounds won't heal, all from enzyme failures in collagen synthesis. The science: monotonous diets spike cortisol, reducing absorption efficiency. Method: rotate and supplement with foraged greens or sprouts grown indoors, using hydroponics basics, water and light to trigger photosynthesis for fresh vitamins. Why it succeeds: it diversifies intake, bolstering immune function through balanced biochemistry. Dismiss it, and weakness invites infection. Embrace variety, and you thrive long-term. In World War II sieges like Leningrad, varied foraging saved lives amid rations. Finally, the sixth crusher that amplifies everything: family or group dynamics fracturing under confinement stress, turning allies into liabilities. Close quarters breed conflict. Biology's territorial instincts flare. Adrenaline surges leading to fights over resources. From military bunker simulations, unchecked tension escalates to violence. The approach: assign roles early. Mediate with group talks to vent frustrations, fostering oxytocin release for bonding. It functions via social neuroscience, reducing aggression by building trust hormones. Fail here, and mutiny or abandonment ends your BugIn. Succeed, and unity fortifies you. This part is based on real-world survival experiences in the field, not official academic sources. Wrapping this up, BugIn isn't free. It's a calculated gamble where these hidden costs can bankrupt your survival if ignored. Prep for them now. Weave in the science, and your home becomes a true bastion. Stay sharp, because the real disaster is underestimating the price of staying put.